This week in GTA Online, I'll be showing you the best ways to make money, how to get 2 cars for completely free, all of the removed vehicles that have returned for a limited time, and all of the limited time discounts that you should take advantage of. Let's get started. For the best ways to make money this week, we have a few good options, and the last one is super simple. First, we have the Community Mission Series, which is on 4 times money for expanded and enhanced players. Now, there are 7 new missions that you can play, and each one took me around 10 minutes to complete. The missions themselves didn't pay out too well. However, if you complete all 7 missions this week, you'll get a bonus $500,000 within 72 hours. Next, we have Meth sale missions, which are on 2 times money. This week, selling a full Meth lab will get you just under $900,000. Remember, if you own a mansion, you can use the mansion production speed boost on the Meth lab to increase the production speed by 3 times. And if you sell your nightclub goods this week, your pharmaceuticals will also be worth twice as much. Next, we have street dealers, which are also on 2 times money. If you don't like doing MC sale missions just like me, this week you can earn around $500,000 each day when you sell to the dealers. And finally, if you do 2 stash houses this week, you'll get a bonus $100,000 from the weekly challenge. Easily get 350k from the regular and HSW time trials this week. The regular time trial is Grove Street, and all you've got to do is set a waypoint and follow it all the way to the finish line. I recommend the Hakuchou drag here as it's good for dodging traffic, but any faster vehicle will do. The HSW time trial is Textile City to Stab City, and all you've got to do is set a waypoint and follow it all the way to the finish line. I also recommend the Hakuchou drag here as it's good for dodging traffic, but any fast HSW vehicle should do. As always, your regular big money makers remain the same. For your passive money methods, make sure you're sending out your warehouse technicians and bail agents as often as possible, maintain your income from your safes, and keep on top of your passive businesses like the Acid Lab and Bunker. For your active money methods, keep farming your Kaya Precos and your hangar crates. For your free vehicles this week, we have 2 cars that you can get, but are they worth it? First, at the LS car meet, the prize ride vehicle is the Class A Mamba. This sports classic car usually goes for just under $1 million on Legendary Motorsport, but this week you can get it for free by finishing top 3 in an LS car meet series race for 3 days in a row. Now sadly, the Mamba isn't a high performing or must-own vehicle, and it's quite an old car as well. If you do want it, you can easily make progress towards the prize ride challenge this week by doing a drag race each day with no more than 2 other people. And finally, at a Diamond Casino, the Lucky Wheel vehicle is the Vapid GB200. This sports car usually goes for just over $900,000 on Legendary Motorsport, but with a bit of luck, you can win it for free this week. Now sadly, the GB200 also isn't a high performing or must-own vehicle, but if you do want it, be sure to come to the casino every 24 hours to spin the wheel. Once again, there's no claimable vehicles at the Salvage yard this week, so if you don't want to do any of the robberies, you don't need to. If you're finding the video useful and want to keep up with the weekly updates every week, consider leaving a like and subscribe if you're new. It massively helps to support the channel, and I'll know to keep making these videos. We're aiming for 2,000 subs by the end of the month, so all support is massively appreciated. For your removed vehicles that have returned this week, we have quite a few old classics, but are any of them worth buying? At Simeon's, you can get the Emperor Habanero for $420,000, the Albany Alpha for $150,000, the BF Bifter for $75,000, the Vapid Hustler for $644,380, and the Invitero Coquette Blackfin for $695,000. None of these vehicles are high performers or must-buys, so unless you like the look of them, or you're collecting removed vehicles, you can give these ones a miss this week. At the LS car meet, you can get the Dinka Enduro for $48,000, the Grotti Carbonizaire for $195,000, and the Vapid Click for $909,000. None of these vehicles are high performers or must-buys, so unless you like the look of them, or you're collecting removed vehicles, you can give these ones a miss this week. For your discounts this week, we have a few good options, but are any of them worth buying? For 40% off, you can get any Meth lab, including upgrades and modifications. For 30% off, you can get the Class A Drauga, the Fathom FR36, the Western Company Rogue, the Rhino Tank, the MTL Dune, the BF Weevil, and the BF Raptor. Here's what you should buy and avoid this week. Definitely be sure to buy a Meth lab if you don't own one already. The cheapest one in Sandy Shores is all you need. The Drauga's definitely worth buying this week as it's one of the best off-road vehicles in the game. The FR36 is definitely worth buying this week as it's one of the best performing coupes and it can be upgraded with drift tuning. The Weevil might be worth buying this week as it's a decent performing coupe, but then it can be upgraded to the Weevil Custom at Benny's, which is one of the best non-HSW muscle cars in the game. The Rogue might be worth buying this week as it's a decent weaponized plane that can fit 2 people. The Rhino Tank isn't worth buying this week as you're better off buying the Kanjali tank. And for the love of God, do not buy the Raptor or the Dune. At the gun van this week, you can get the compact EMP launcher, the Service Carbine, which is 40% off for GTA Plus members, the Tactical SMG, which is 30% off for all players, the Gusenberg Sweeper, the Marksman Pistol, and the Knuckle Dusters. For your throwables, you can get grenades, pipe bombs, and tear gas, and of course you can buy all of your body armor as well. Just as you thought the video was over, we have some additional information from this week's Newswire Newswire. The link will be in the description. Next week, you'll be able to earn $500,000 from the weekly challenge by selling special cargo, and there'll be discounts for any executive office, including upgrades and modifications, the Vapid Dominator ASP, the Albany VSTR, the Nagasaki Outlaw, the Pegasi Infernus Classic, the Volcar Nebula Turbo, the Princip Plectro, the Shih Tzu Longfin, the Nagasaki Weaponized Dinghy, the Dinka Marquis, the Pegasi Speeder, and the Shih Tzu Jet Max. Be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on next week's weekly update video, and if you want to know everything that's happening this week, the video's on your screen now. I'll see you there.